Students, now we go to see the unit 1 in the human reproductive system, the chapter 2 human reproduction in biozoology. It means zoology also the same lesson, human reproduction, and biozoology also the same lesson, the human reproduction. So in our human body, every organ system is very important to work continuously and maintain the homeostatic condition for the survival of the individual. So in this each and every organ is important. Now we are going to see the human reproductive system in the human body. So an individual may live a long healthy life without producing an offspring, but the reproduction is an inevitable for the existence of a species. So reproductive system has a four main functions, namely important four main functions are there in a reproductive system. One is producing a gamete, that means sperm or a ova. The second one is transport the gametes in a sustained. So the third point, they give a nurture. Nurture means food, energy to the developing offspring. The fourth, they producing a hormone. This four is very important function for a that is male or female reproductive system. This 4 point is very important. So what is the major reproductive events in a human being? They are having, first we want to see that gametogenesis. Gametogenesis means formation of a gamete in the process of spermatogenesis or oogenesis. Spermatogenesis, they producing sperm. Oogenesis method, they producing a ovum or a egg. So first step of reproduction, it is gametogenesis, formation of a gamete. Second one, insemination. Formed gamete, that is a sperm, the male sperm will be insert into the female genital tract, that is called as a insemination. Here you see, in the male gamete, the sperm only move. The female gamete ovum cannot move. So the sperm will be moved from a male genital tract to female genital tract, that is called as a insemination. The third step, fertilization. When they are moved to the female genital tract, after the male and female gamete will be fused to producing a zygote. This is called as a fertilization. So fourth step is, when the zygote is formed, what happen next? So they start to meiotic division. So they are zygote, after they start to meiotic division to producing a multicellular structural blastocyst. So next step is called implantation. That is, these blastocysts now go and attach to the uterine wall. That is called implantation. Next, placentation. Placentation means formation of a placenta. So now the blastocyst, unicellular cell zygote, now undergo multiple division to producing a blastocyst. This blastocyst now attached to the uterine wall. After what happened? The placenta will be formed. So why the placenta is formed? What is the function of the placenta? Through the placenta, the nutrient of the mother exchange a nutrient to the fetus. So in the exchanging of the nutrients, mother to the fetus with help of a placenta. Next we go to gastrulation. Next step is a gastrulation. Now the blastocyst having energy, so automatically next step they start to gastrulation, gastrula formation, then start to divide to form a gastrula. So with the three primary germ layer will be formed. After that, organization. Organization means, now the gastrulation is after gastrulation. So the cell will be divided to form a tissue layer. Then organs formed and the organ systems are formed in the process of organogenesis. Next, parturition. So explosion of the fetus from the mother's womb. Mother's body, fetus will be coming out. That is called as a parturition. These are the main events takes place in the human reproductive system. Reproduction. So these functions are carried out by primary and secondary reproductive organs. So what is a primary reproductive organ? So in a ovary and a testis is the primary reproductive organ. That means ovary produced ova and testis produced sperm. These are called the primary reproductive system. So secondary reproductive system, it is producing hormones, functional cells happen, accessory organs are there. So they developing offspring, they producing hormone. These things are happen in a secondary reproductive organ. So first we go to human reproductive system. Particularly now we are going to see a male reproductive system. So male reproductive system, you are seeing a pair of testes. Male reproductive system, you are seeing here pair of testes. This is a testis. A pair of testes, it is called as a male reproductive system. Other than this testes, the accessory glands are there, ducts are there, external genitalia are there. So these are totally called as a male reproductive. These are called the male reproductive system. What are the male reproductive system? The testes, then accessory ducts, glands. So you are seeing some glands are there, some ducts are there. So genitalia, external genitalia is here. These are totally called as a male reproductive system. So testes, there are primary male sex organ. It's a pair of ovoid bodies. In these ovoid bodies are covered by a boy lying on the scrotum. The scrotum is a sac like a skin. This hang outside the abdominal cavity. You see here the scrotum is there. It is outside the abdominal cavity. So in this scrotum, the sperm cannot be produced in normal body temperature. So it is the scrotum is present outside the abdominal cavity. So this provide 2 to 3 degree lower than the normal internal body structure. So this scrotum act as a thermoregulator. Thermo means temperature. So temperature will be regulated. So it is called as a thermoregulator. So in our normal body temperature, the sperm cannot produce. So naturally, this scrotum is present outside that body. That means outside the abdominal cavity. So in this scrotum function is, it is low, providing temperature 2 to 3 degree lower than the normal internal body temperature. So it is called as a thermoregulator for spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis means sperm production. Sperm will be produced. It is called spermatogenesis. So each testis is covered outer membrane. You see in this diagram, each testis is covered by outer membrane. It is called as a tunica albunica. It is called as a tunica albunica. It is a outer membrane. Each testis is covered by outer membrane. So and is divided by septum into about 200 to 250 lobules, continually 2 to 4 highly coiled testicular tubules or seminous tubules. So you are seeing here, so divided, these are divided to forming seminiferous tubules, So this satisfied epithelium of seminiferous tubules made 2 types of cells. So these seminiferous tubules are coiled cell. You are seeing this diagram, some coiled structure is there, that is called as seminiferous tubule. So these seminiferous tubule producing 2 types of cells. So what are the 2 types of cells? One is called as a serotyal cell. It is otherwise called as a nourish cell, otherwise called as a nurse cell. So next one is called somatogenic cell. It is otherwise called as a male germ cell. So this serotyal cell, it is what is the shape of the serotyal cell? It is elongated in shape. It is elongated and pyramidal shape. It giving a nourishment to the sperm. Sperm till maturation. So the sperm, the single cell will be divided and produce mitotic division is taking place and producing a uh, sperm. So in this process the nourishment is given by this sperm with help of this serrated cell. So it is called, how it is, they also secrete another hormone, it is called the inhibin. It is called as a inhibin. It is called as a inhibin. It will involve the negative feedback control of the sperm production. So this serrated cell, it is producing this serrated cell doing two function. One is giving nourishment to the sperm cell. So next one is called as it producing a hormone. It is called inhibin. It involved the negative feedback control of sperm production. So another one is called as a germ cells. Many germ cells through the spermatogenic cell divided meiotically and producing a spermatozoa, male reproductive cell spermatozoa. So intestinal cell or ligid cell embedded into the soft connective tissue surrounded by seminiferous tubule. Here you are seeing some seminiferous tubule. Another cell is called as a ligid cell. So in this cell act as a endocrine gland. So endocrine gland, this nature to secreting androgenous, namely testosterone hormone. It is initiated the process of somatogenesis. So this ligid cell producing a hormone called as a testosterone. What is the function of this? What is the function of the function of the testosterone is producing a then it initiate the process spermatogenesis. So it is a endocrine gland. It is a endocrine gland. So next we go see the accessory glands. So in a male reproductive system we see the male accessory ducts associated with the male reproductive system include reta testis, Reta testis you see. So next we go to vasa efferents, vasa deferens, epididymis. These are called as accessory duct. When the seminous tubule, the lobules are converted, so they are converted as producing a sperm. The sperm is enter into reta testis. Next it is enter into vasa efferents. So the next these sperms are enter into epididymic region. So in this epididymic region is a single highly coiled tubule that temporarily stored the spermatozoa. So the spermatozoa produced in seminiferous tubules. After that they are entering in reta testis. Then after it enter into vasa efferents. Next it is enter into epididymis. In this epididymis is temporarily stored. So what is the function? Why the sperm will be stored there? In that place only the physiological maturation and acquire increasing mortality and fertilizing capacity also increase in the epididymic region. Epididymis region only the sperm start to strengthen. Then it is enter into vasa deferens. Then after that vasa deferens it is enter into ejecta duct. So the ejecta duct after it's enter into urethra. You enter into urethra. So in this diagram you clearly seen when the sperm is enter into the epididymic region. After that enter into vasa deferens. So this epididymic region after it's enter into vasa deferens it's enter into these urinary that means prostate gland. After that it's enter into genital opening, urethra. So urethra is a terminal portion that male reproductive system and used to convey both urine and the semen. It is called as a urethral region. So here both urinary duct and also urine and semen both are coming in a one particular region. So it originates from the urinary bladder and extend into penis region. By the external opening is called as this opening is called as a urethral meatus. The accessory glands of male reproductive system includes seminal vesicle, bulbar urethra gland, This bulbourethral gland is otherwise called as a Cowbus gland. So, and single prostate glands are also present. So, 3 glands are there. One is called seminal vesicle, already we know. Seminal vesicle, you see here the seminal vesicle is there. That is one type of a gland. Then another one is called bulbourethra. 2 enlarged region you are seeing here, external enlarged region is called as a bulbourethral gland or Cowbus gland. Then another one is called as a prostate gland. You are seeing this region is called as a prostate gland. So, in this region, the seminal vesicles secrete alkaline fluid called as a seminal plasma. So, in this seminal plasma contain fructose sugar, ascorbic acid, prostaglandins, and also the coagulating enzyme called vesiculase. These are enhancing the sperm motility. That means movement will be happen. Sperm movement will be happen with help of these glands producing a fluid. These glands producing a fluid. This fluid only the sperm will be moving from that means epidermic region to penis region. So next we go to this bulbourethral glands are inferior and posterior. There are secrete help in lubrication of a penis. So lubrication means easily moving. So the sperm will easily move to the penis region. So in this urinary bladder also secreting some slightly acidic fluid. This fluid contains citrate, several enzymes and posterior specific antigens. This fluid is called as a semen or seminal fluid. So it is milky white fluid. It contains sperms and seminal plasma. These two are present in this region. So this seminal fluid acts as a transport medium. So it is providing nutrient containing chemicals that protect and active to the sperm, and also they facilitate their movement. The penis of the male external genitalia functioning as a copulatory organ. It is made up of special tissue that help to in the erection of a penis to facilitate insemination. During insemination, the penis will be erect in nature. So the enlarged end of the penis called as a glans penis is covered by the loose folded skin called as a foreskin or a prepucum. So these are called as a male reproductive system. So male reproductive system only we see here. So what is in this lesson started from the human reproductive system, what is the main function of reproductive system, and what are the major events in a human reproductive system. Then human reproductive system, male organ, primary organ, So primary organ, it is a testes, a pair of testes is here. So next pair of testes, some glands are there, ducts are there. So how the sperms will be formed with help of a cell. After that the two types of cells are the serotyl cell and also called sperm producing cell is called. Serotyl cells are giving nourishment, the spermatogenetic cells are producing a sperm. So how the sperms are moving with help of a fluid, where the fluids are produced, all the things are seen in this male reproductive organ. So thank you children. We continue next class in the female reproductive system. Thank you.